Another week, another Eval Cup, and we have to ask the questions on can Clix continue his dominance? Will Peterbot or somebody else finally be able to put a stop to it? Is there officially a new best trio on EU, and so much more? We're going to see the starts though. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are so close to 105,000 subscribers. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. Remember to follow my Twitch, linked in the description down below, because I'm going to be streaming every single finals of tournaments moving forwards. Without further ado though, like always for Eval Cups, I'm going to quickly go over the opens and then go so much more in depth for the finals. So in the NA opens, a trio that seems to just always dominate opens tournaments is the trio of Muzz, Curly, and Rise. They were able to win 3 out of their 5 games today. They finished with 395 points, so nearly 80 points more than second place. Honestly, just a super dominant performance all around. Second place was the NA West FNCS winners of Bugha, Pars, and Pump on 321. Third was Ralphie. Fourth was the EU trio of Fido, Cringe, and Zynox. This is now back-to-back weeks that they were able to make it into finals. Fifth place was Clix, Eomzo, and Higgs on 267. Sixth place was Virgo, TK, and Craze, and we actually have a little bit of an update about Craze. We saw Bucky tweet out looking for a trio with him and Ocus, so Craze has officially dropped Bucky. And if you're wondering who Craze is playing with now, he is officially playing with Bugha and Threats. Now, actually, I don't know if I can say officially yet. Nobody has like actually tweeted it yet, but this is the main rumor that is going around. And tomorrow, Craze is going to be queuing up with Threats and Bugha. And if you're like, wasn't Threats literally just playing with Yapko and Rapid? Yes, but Yapko and Rapid did drop Threats for Bolts. So now Threats is going to go back to Bugha, and then Craze is going to be joining them. I'm honestly super excited to see how this trio actually ends up going. For what Bucky is actually going to do, he has talked a little bit about maybe playing with like Krillian, but his third is still to be determined. Seventh place is actually the EU FNCS winners of Vico, Vino, and Flixie. So we have 3 separate regions FNCS winners in this set lobby finals. 8th place was Liam, and 9th was actually Cold, Peterbot, and Poyo. Finished today with the most elims, getting 111, and then rounding out the top 10 was Joji, Donnie, and Nerface. This is a super stacked finals though. We also have like Ager's Ritual and Acorn in 15th, the trio that got back together of Rapid, Yapko, and Bolts in 16th, Kanata's brand new trio of G-Money and Osid in 18th, Vidil Cooper and Sphinx in 20th, Reed's brand new trio in 21st. So this is a super stacked finals, and let's actually move on to how the finals went now. Now, believe it or not, for the first time this entire season, the trio of Clix, Eomzo, and Higgs did not win a single game. Now, unfortunately, this is taking their record in Eval Cup finals from winning 7 out of the 11 games to 7 out of 15 now. So they don't even have a 50% win rate anymore. We will talk about them a bunch in a little bit, but let's start off with the trio that was actually able to win today and look super good as well. Maybe they just needed a little break from each other, but it was the trio of Rapid, Yapko, and Bolts. Now, these guys were able to win the very final games today, getting a 9 elimination win. They also finished tied for the 3rd most elims in the entire tournament, and they were just super consistent as well. They were the most consistent trio on the day, getting an average placement of 3.2. All I'm gonna say now is, can they do it in the actual trio Cash Cup finals? This trio has been struggling majorly in Eval Cups and even opens sometimes, but we just need to see more from a team that has so much wasted potential right now. Second place is the trio of Ager's Ritual and Acorn. Now, these guys were able to finish top 2 while being contested every single game. I think that their week 2 performance in the Cash Cup finals was a little bit of a fluke. I think this team is a lot better than the 5th place that they just got, but we also might have to start asking the question on, is this trio better when they are contested compared to when they're not? Because when they placed top 3 week 1, when they were contested by Vidil, and now in the Eval Cup finals they were also contested and were able to finish with the 2nd best average placement of 5.7, and they started off the tournament with a bang, getting a 13 elimination win. Third place is a little bit of an underrated trio, a trio that I have never heard about until today. Was able to win game 3 today, getting a 13 elimination win of Xenon, Soul, and Josh. Now, I haven't seen any like crazy cheating accusations or anything for them, so I am just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, always cool to see when a new up and coming trio is able to get get a win, and they're also able to get a 6 elimination 5th in one of their games as well, so huge shout out to them if they're not cheating. And then in 4th place, the team that won game 2 today was the trio of Bugha, Pars, and Pump. So that means that our two biggest names on NA of Peterbot's trio and Clix's trio were not able to get any wins today. Let's start off with the team in 5th place, the trio with the most amount of elims in this tournament by almost 20 elims, the trio of Cold, Peterbot, and Poyo. Now if you look at their match history, it is pretty disgusting. It's an 8 elimination 7th, 8 elimination 9th, then they just started crashing out the final 2 games, getting a 13 elimination 10th and a 25 elimination 10th. They were almost the first team to ever drop a 30 bomb in a finals lobby, but they were just unfortunately not able to do it. It's very clear that Peterbot does not change his playstyle from divisional cups to actual eval cups. These guys could really care less about getting a win. And then the trio right under them, the team that was so close to being able to keep their streak going, the trio that literally could have won 2 games today and their first tournament all using the Clix icon skins, is the trio of Clix, Eomzo, and Higgs. They finished in 6th place today. If you look at their match history, it was a 6 elimination 17th, 7 elimination 4th, then back-to-back 2nd places to finish off the tournament with 10 and 12 elims. Now 100% this is not a sign to be like worried about them or anything. This definitely wasn't their normal eval dominance or anything like that, but they are still the 2nd best trio on NA to me, and I've said that eval cups are not the biggest determining factors of how good a trio actually is. So even for the best eval trio in the world, I'm not really gonna crucify them too much for not being able to win a game. 7th place was Kanata, G Money, and Osid. They honestly looked pretty decent today. When they were going for height, it didn't necessarily go the best for them, but they still had some pretty consistent games in there. 8th place was Virgo, TK, and Craze. 9th was Ralphie, and then rounding out the top 10 was Reet, Bryce, and Tony. Some trios outside of the top 10, and if you're wondering how this actual leaderboard works, it is the top 4 trios that were able to get wins, and then every single placement after that is based on how many elims you got. So in like 12th place is Muzz, Rise, and Curly, even though these guys literally got a 2nd place, but they only had 14 elims throughout the whole tournament. We had Vidil, Cooper, and Sphinx in 15th, and these guys were able to get a 4th and a 5th place. If you're wondering how Vico, Vino, and Flixie did, they only played 3 total games in this tournament and also only got 1 elim, but they were fighting off spawn a lot of the games and then kind of just getting cleaned up. Also, playing literal NA from EU at like 4 in the morning is never really the most fun thing to do, so they didn't even end up playing out the last game. But let's actually move on to how EU went now. Now in EU, we got to see continued dominance from the trio I have been calling the best on EU, and that of course is the trio of Swizzy, Queasy, and Merstash. Now starting off with, they were able to win opens, getting 298 points, but the impressive thing about this trio and the thing that has been separating them from everybody else is the amount of elims that these guys get. They got 93 elims in this tournament, which was literally over 30 more than the 2nd place team with the highest amount of elims of Sky and Scroll, getting 69 elims. When it comes down to FNCS, the things that separate trios from being able to win FNCS compared to just placing top 5 is obviously, one, you're going to need to be super consistent, which a lot of trios can do, but something that not a lot of teams can do is get this many elims. Right now in EU, I think there is only 2 trios that can really reach these elim numbers, and that is Queasy's trio and then of course Vino's trio. So I think it is going to be kind of a 2-horse race in FNCS Grands, but so far this season, Queasy's trio has just proved that they are just simply better. 2nd place is Dinas on 287, 3rd is TD on 278, 4th is Deca, 5th is Hedra, 6th is Eyedrop, Sky, and Scroll, 7th is actually Mongrel, Prism, and Casper. Huge shout out to these guys. They're able to win 1 out of their 6 games as well. If you look at their match history from today, it was a 5 elimination 3rd, 13 elimination 2nd, 14 elimination win, and a 6 elimination 2nd. This trio did switch up their drop spot to now go to Kappa Kappa Factory, which if you watch my previous video when I was talking about Mongrel, I said one of the main things that this trio was struggling with the most was just their off spawn. Now the other thing that this trio majorly struggles with is their Storm Surge, and we will get into that when we talk about the finals, but still a pretty good performance from this trio. They should be 100% super happy being able to make back-to-back Eval Cup finals now. 8th place is Doom, 9th is Art Skill, and then rounding out the top 10 was Pixofsky. Since we are looking for those top 33 trios though, some other big names is like Teeny in 13th, Yanis, Noah, Riley, and Rezon in 14th. Now Yanis did literally tweet out that he is looking for a trio, and Rezon was trying to bring back Mr. Savage to the game to play with him, but I don't think any of these guys could find a new trio trio. So as of right now, it looks like they are just sticking together. Pink, Nebs, and Kiro finished in 31st, and then Cammy, Seti, and Hari rounded out the top 33. So this was honestly not the most stacked EU finals ever. We had a lot of big name trios not be able to make it into finals, like Tayson's trio in 45th. We had like Pix, Darman, Demas in 54th, Chap, Shark, and Kiduo in 86th, Vico, Vino, and Flixie all the way down here in 96th. I don't think there was necessarily just like one specific thing that led this trio to doing super bad today. They just really have been struggling recently. They haven't been playing up to their standards, and I think we all know they could be doing much better than this. I'm very curious to how the actual trio Cash Cup finals are going to go this week, because I don't think Merstash is going to be able to play this week. So Vino, Vico, and Flixie should 100% be the favorites for this week. But let's focus up on the Eval Cup and talk about how the finals went now. Now in the actual finals, we got to see a lot of different super good trios be able to get wins. Starting off with, in first place is the trio of Eyedrop, Sky, and Scroll. Now these guys were able to finish with the second most elims in the entire tournament, and when I go over the trio that got the most elims in this tournament, I think all of you guys will be pretty surprised. But this trio was able to win the very final game today, getting a 16 elimination win. I really am just hoping that this trio and Sharks trio stop contesting each other everywhere they go, because both of those teams have so much potential to do so well. They are literally just the only thing getting in each other's way right now. Second place is the trio of Swizzy, Queasy, and Merstash. Now they started off this tournament with a bang, getting a 14 elimination win, and then they were kind of just slowing down from there, getting a 7 elimination 11th, 1 elimination 9th, and a 2 elimination 10th. I think this is unfortunately going to be the last tournament we see these guys play in with each other for this week, but still they were able to get their win at the end of the day. Third place is actually the trio that split up, got back together, had a whole bunch of drama in between, tried to find some new teammates of Yanis, Noah, Riley, and Rezon. Now these guys got a 20 elimination win in this tournament, which was by far the highest elim game in all of EU. They didn't really have any other good games besides that. They only got 2 total elims in their 3 other games combined, besides the 120 bomb game that they got. But I mean, hey, the drought is still over for this team. They were still able to get a win at the end of the day though, so huge shout out to them. And then the trio that was able to win game 2 with an 11 elimination win was Clown's trio. Moving on with the rest of the leaderboard, and the trio that got the most elims today and got second place twice as well is the trio of Seti, Hari, and Cammy. We already know that this is a whole different trio from when they are contested compared to when they're not. If you look at their best games today, it was a 7 elimination 5th, and then they got back-to-back seconds with 10 and 13 elims, finishing the tournament with the most elims, getting 33, which is just something I don't think anybody really expected. 6th place was Wee, 7th was Loki, 8th was Xweez, 9th was Ace, and then rounding out the top 10 was Pink, Nebs, and Kiro. Some other big names we had is like 21st place of Mongrel, Prism, and Casper. Now I just want to say this first of all, they look so much better today than I feel like they honestly have in any other tournament. This trio's match history was a 4 elimination 14th, 4 elimination 10th, 2 elimination 5th, and then a 0 elimination 14th. They're still dying around that like 15th to 14th range a couple of the games when they are really struggling with Storm Surge, but they are just showing so much more promise, and if they're able to really figure out their Storm Surge problem, this could 100% be a team that consistently is able to make finals week after week. And then a trio that really struggled today is like 30th place of Trulex, Teeny, and Skavi. They didn't have a single good game today, and those were basically all of the big names. Going on to the final damage leaderboard now, starting off with in 10th place, getting 3,388 was Money, 9th was Nefrizzy, 8th was Xweez, 7th was Scroll, 6th was Podesai, 5th was Swizzy, 4th was Kiro, 3rd was Neb, 2nd was Sky, and then in first place by almost 1,000 damage, getting 4,826 damage was Merstash. Other than that though, remember, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we are so close to 105,000 subscribers. If you guys want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. If you guys want to watch me react to these tournaments live, make sure you guys follow my Twitch, link in the description down below. YouTube says to enjoy 1 to 2 videos up on the screen right now, so go check them out if you guys haven't already. Follow me on my Twitter at KDOG to keep up to date with everything to do with Fortnite competitive. Thank God for another day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.